I had James, Will's older brother, first, and then Will came along. So obviously, because of his additional needs, I decided I could no longer work and wanted to dedicate my time to bring up my boys. But you know, there are days that can be very challenging and very isolating. We've had very patchy support over he's 24 now, so up until 18 months ago when Leaf came on board. Prior to that, support for Will was extremely patchy. It was very inconsistent. The level of expertise and skill of staff was very, again, just not consistent really. And there were not any organisations that really felt they were up to meeting Will's needs. And as a consequence, because we had different providers come and go, you know, this left Will feeling emotionally very, very low, to the point where he became suicidal. So that was hard to deal with as well. And before Leaf came along, especially the last 3 or 4 years prior to them coming along, we had become prisoners in our own home because Will's behaviour has started to escalate, became more frequent. He grew up, he became bigger, stronger and all the rest of it. I became, you know, shorter and older and some extra grey hairs. So I lost confidence to take him out, and as a consequence we just used to stay home most of the time, which wasn't good for him and it wasn't good for me. But I did put my hands up. I got to the point where I would just do whatever was easy to just keep the peace. That was my main goal every day, was just to keep everything nice and calm as possible. But then there were times when things would escalate and it was difficult. Will has a life now. He didn't have a life before. Having 2 people supporting my son has enabled him to leave the house, to be a member of his community. He's now going to the gym frequently. He's shed the weight he's wanted to lose, which was really important for Will because he had a large pulmonary embolism and was hospitalised about 4 months before the team came on board. Again, which was partly due to his sedentary lifestyle previously. But now, like I say, he goes to the gym regularly, probably 3 or 4 times a week. He does basketball, other sports. He feels it's lifted his self-esteem, his self-confidence. He feels better in himself. He likes what he sees in the mirror now. And, you know, the guys are great. They've introduced kind of weighing him, not every day, I don't think it is, or every couple of days. And that gets logged. So that's their little achievements during the week. He's trying different things now. He's just started a dance class. He goes bowling, he goes go-karting. He's got a better social life than I have. And I think the thing that's nice about Leaf is you just get this real sense of this family approach. The team almost come, even though some of them don't know each other, they haven't worked with each other before, but there seems to be this innate kind of sense of family, that they're a unit, they stick together as a unit, and you can feel that they want what's best for my son. I think the other thing I have actually learned from the team, it's just great to be able to go out with Will now, with support as well, but it's just great because they're there, but they're not on top of you. They're just there if you need them. I mean, it's quite an art, the way they support my son when he's out in the community. I mean, I literally had to stand back and I was like, wow. Just like, okay, because I know myself, I was kind of, oh my God, he's running off, he's walking off, but they know exactly where he is at all times, but it's very subtle. It looks very subtle, but you know that they're on it. As soon as Will's off, they're off. And he likes it because he feels like a normal human being, which is all they want. Leaf came on board whilst I was ill, but then as I was recovering, it was kind of strange for me to think, oh my God, I can just go out now. I don't even need to plan it. If somebody phones me up and says, do you want to come for a coffee? I can go, and it felt so weird but so lovely as well. I'd just forgotten what it was like to have my own life. So they've given me back my life, and they've given Will back his life as well. A good care provider, the organisation, as well as individual support workers, we want them to be there because they want to truly make it a passion. They do it from the heart. It's not because they want to earn a buck at the end of the day. It's not about that. It's about having a calling to make a difference to somebody's lives, and which is satisfying for the people you provide that to, as well as, you know, it's good to give. It's good to give other people life, and that's what Leaf gave us at the end of the day. And as far as qualities of an organisation and support workers, you know, things, you know, I don't want to pretend that, you know, Leaf came on board and everything was 100% fantastic. With any provider, especially at the beginning, you know, Leaf came on board during the most difficult time in my son's life. Because of the nature of the work they do, they come in a crisis situation. They don't expect it to be easy. They don't expect it, you know, to just be all great all to start with. But the thing that Leaf are willing to do is try. They try different support workers to see which ones match well with the individual. You know, some came and went and others stayed. You know, one of them's been there from day one. But they're very quick to respond if things aren't working well. You know, they will act on it immediately. So as a family, and Will as a service user, we feel heard. We feel that our voice matters, and that, you know, things are rectified and changed. And I think that has been probably one of the key highlights, you know, that they haven't given up on Will as well. You know, like other 8 providers before Leaf kind of crashed and burned. They tried and they failed, but Leaf have stayed the course and they haven't let him down. And Will knows that. You know, he put them through their paces, but they're still there, and that means a lot to him and to us.
Thank you.
Smile for the camera, Will.
Oh, yeah. Hi.